hits this, and then finally it will escape the loop because the choice is equal to the exit option, which in this case is 3. So what I can do it slightly in my database as an example was I had a file that opened in the main menu, and then you could do stuff to that database file, like add a record, select records, delete records. All the functions are in here. So when you would exit this one, option 4 in this case, option 7 or 8 in mine, I think, I would put in else if trace is 3, and then I would close the database file, so that when they got out to the menu, all they could do was create a database file, open a database file, and they would have the other option, which was to, and that was all they would do, is just delete. The create would also create, so it would come round again. There was an option to exit, which was option 4, but option 3, where you open a database, would then open the database that you had selected if it was valid, and obviously it would not execute fully if it wasn't there. It would loop around, or just to exit back to this menu. It would call the menu back if it didn't work. If it did, it would just come back out. And what would happen is, straight after this line, because you can put loads of code in there, there's no reason you can't do that. And then I call the second menu, which then allowed you to do all the edits. And then when you closed it, I would have a choice on that one. Like I said, that was the one where I had the choice, where it would close the database so it could not be open. You know, you don't want it open when you have to want them to create databases. You know, you don't want them open, because what if they try and delete the one that's already open? Cause a big exception there. You have to have it closed to delete. You know, so you don't want stuff like that, and you don't want to open it twice, and you don't want to create the same file twice. There's validation in all the methods, but that's for your own methods. So this is just the same. This is just for the menu. So when you call search menu, this loop is going to run this bit, and then it'll run around as a loop. You know, as computers are like fast, it just goes round and round and round. So it never hits the print line till the end, which is so when our output was printed out. You have to do that to every menu. You can just do it to the last one. Like you see, this is just the methods that are called. That's where the new search by name code came from. Do search by name. Maybe this will work. Yes, it does there. Like you see, if the choice is 1, it just calls this method, runs the code to print that, and then you saw what happened. It went down, hit that, and then it came back around again, asking you for your choice. The menu was printed out, and then you chose what option to do. So you see the show menu get choice is why the menu shows up. Remember that it actually prints out the list of menu options to you and then asks you for your choice. That's why as soon as you've finished doing an operation, the menu runs again. And that's why the menu has a new line written into its set here, because when you finish running your method, you might have printed something out, and you don't want the menu to start straight there. It doesn't look neat. You want like one space, you want it nice and neat. Just like this is to, you know, for visualization. You know, humans aren't quite good at discerning differences. When there's no gaps, it's nice and neat, and so code is like laid out like this. You don't just see it all like a computer sees it, just all on one line or straight. You know, we indent and have different colours, as you can see, like the IDEs have got, so you can see differences between static kind of calls and this is in object calls, and while is in main functions already in Java, and all the C++, all them kind of languages have different kind of so as you call it, standards, you know, or conventions for displaying code. So basically it's just loops. This is the key part of using it in the main menu. So you just import this utility, and you just do while, and it just loops around the menu. And you only have to call the first menu, because that menu will contain all the other menus, and that menu is like the main, you know, it's going round and round. So this can't continue on, so you go down. So you could have menus in it, and you could also have traces that just do one-off method shots, like do sort by name, we'll probably ask for somebody's name and then sort them. Or, well, maybe sort everybody. I'd say so, yeah. And you just create your own method names and you put them in there. Or you can print lines in there, just like this, you know. And this is the method itself. And you just put your code for do sort by age in there, and it runs. And it comes back to the menu whenever you leave. Now you could have other prompts in your methods and stuff. But ultimately, all it does is just runs method. You know how Java works. It's just like one method, another method, another method. And this menu kind of controls what shows. Otherwise, if we didn't put the ifs in there, there'd be no point in the trace because you won't be able to just select what was there. Well, I hope this kind of explains the menu a little bit more. I can go more in depth on certain areas if there's problems, but I think it's a pretty simple class to use, and it's already been written for you. But it's like a concept of how a menu can be made from Java using a class to actually define it, so you can just import it into any class you've got, and as long as you know how to use it in main, it should be pretty simple to create your own. So, like I said, once again, every page here has been created by Neil McGuinness, just to make sure I've referenced properly that it is not my own work. I'm just using it as an example to show how it was used in our CA6 in the doc. Right, thank you everybody, and I hope you learned something from this, and let me know if you want anything else covered. Thank you.